You, what up, what up, what up? What's popping? What's good, what's good? What's going on? It's your boy, Mr. Locario. Hold on, I gotta put my live on air joint because we fucking live. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, real quick, this ain't gonna be long. This ain't gonna be a long thing. You feel what I'm saying? But what I wanted to do is I wanted to actually respond to a video that I saw from Abba and Preach, and they were commenting on I think their interview they did with Kevin Samuels. You feel what I'm saying? But I'm gonna get to that in a second. But as people are coming in to the joint, real quick, let's pop this off real quick.
Everybody has game. The thing is though, is your game weak or is your game strong? See, that's the difference. See, having weak game is synonymous with having no game. But you have game, you have a strategy to get what you want, but your strategy might be weak.
I always tell these guys, snap your fingers. And I'll tell them, snap your fingers. Like, you hear that sound? I'm like, what is that sound? Bitch, that's a 17-year-old that just turned 18. That's a 19-year-old that just turned 21. They are just, they're everywhere.
Hi, how you doing? You think I give a fuck about how you doing, bitch? All I want you to motherfucking do is open your mouth and say something so I can hear how your voice sounds so it can tell me how the fuck to get at you.
Your feelings are not facts. Because you feel like whatever you feel like, you can't get me to believe that there's more than two genders. You understand what I'm saying? And truthfully, I'm not sorry because I can't really make facts out of your fucking feelings. Matter of fact, fuck your feelings. There's only two genders. Only two genders. You trying to tell me that genders are neutral and niggas is trying to come up with 92 fucking genders, bro.
There's this narrative now that it's okay for a man to cry, and it's really pushing this sensitivity, express yourself, express your feelings. One thing I've always respected about my father growing up, I never seen my dad cry. Me and him would get into arguments, we would go at it, we would fight. I would say the harshest things to him I could to hurt his feelings, but I never broke him.
Shoot, just the right pair of shoes get your dick sucked. Just the right pair of shoes. Women don't, seriously, you could look like Boris Joe. You be 6'8", you know, have a print down to your knee. They look at those shoes, they bust, they just like, oh no, not him. Nah, boo-boo.
The bitches shine because of the nigga. Period. Like, and when it's functioning correctly, that's the way it is. So, on that note, dick is a gift. It's a gift. It's a gift.
And you gotta play your way from start to the end. That's having game. Because if you do that, what you expect is what's gonna happen. See, don't no accidents happen with motherfuckers that got game.
Sir, yes, sir. So listen, this is gonna be real quick. It's probably gonna be like less than an hour because me and Steve the Dean have the dating advice hour at noon. So make sure you tune into that at noon. And we're gonna take some calls on that show. So this show right here, we're not gonna take any calls. But this show today, I wanted to real quick and shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Shout out to Black Lion, Joe Blast in the building, Fabian K, French, Kenwood Drive in the building. Jay from Connecticut, Wendell is in the building. Alexander was popping. The Greek Surgeon, Dada Saints, True Savage. Who else we got in here? Demon Lord. Did I say French again? Oh, what's popping, bro? And Elliot Morris was good. So get the likes up real quick. So what I wanted to do is I want to do a response video to this video I saw from Abba and Preach. And shout out to Abba and Preach. I watched some of these stuff. And these dudes is talented and funny and all that other stuff. But I watched this and I was like, man, I got to talk about this video, right? So the video right here is called, it says Kevin Samuels, how many women do you need? Some women need to grow up. So basically they were doing a response video to, I guess, a video they did with Kevin Samuels. And Kevin Samuels was talking about certain things and they're commenting on certain things. But the gist of the video, shout out Unique 79 in the building, was popping, bro. The gist in the video is basically, saying to guys, man, you got to, just focus on yourself, because if you're messing with all these girls, it could basically be a detriment to your situation and all this other stuff, right? And what I notice a lot of this online, where a lot of guys are trying to make it to where if you're messing with women, right, and you're not staying on your purpose, right, you're not going to be able to make it in life, or you're going to, fuck your whole shit up. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I think I've seen some Abin Preacher's videos when they were talking about, there's a cost to messing with a whole bunch of women, right? Now, this is what I always try to tell guys, right? And maybe I shouldn't say the word game too much in this video, because every time you say game, people, they get it confused. This is why people should get the documentary, the definition of game, so they understand. But basically, when you say game, it's just strategy. It's just, how do you get from point A to point B? Now, the topic we're talking about in these videos are dating, relationships, sex with women, right? But what happens is a lot of times guys are like, well, I don't have time for that. And, women are a distraction and yada, 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 and all this other stuff, right? But let's start this video, and I'm going to, stop in between, and we're going to, break this down. So let me know if you guys can hear this. Hold on. Let me make sure the volume is up.
This topic got a little video from you guys featuring Kevin Samuels.
All right. Let me know if you guys can hear that. Put a 1 in the chat, because I don't want to keep going and if y'all can't hear it, because this should be acting funny sometimes. So put a 1 in the chat. Make sure that, let me know if you can hear that video. You feel what I'm saying? Somebody put a 1 in the chat to let me know if you can hear the shit. Okay, cool. So we good. All right, so let's go.
About those of us that require diversity. I found marriage and one woman to be incredibly boring. I might remarry when in older, but I'm only 32.
There you go. You're 32. What's going to happen when you're 50? How much do you need, man? I'll tell you what, you'll get old real quick. 34 is probably already getting pretty damn old. Because it sounds like you've never had a loving relationship with a woman. You never had a woman rub your head and tell you it's going to be all right. And you never had a woman. See, guys who never had a woman's love, you're missing a lot. Even the crazy stuff they want to say in these spaces, FBI women, beautiful women who are feminine and inspirational, provide a hell of a lot more than just
what? It's just, how much do you need?
The way you said it,
this like kills me. It's just, how much pussy do you need? But yeah, I get it.
We've had this conversation before.
We did.
Right? We talk about this in private and all this stuff, and this is like after a while, it's like, how much more diversity? Do you know what I mean? Now,
I did lie.
This came from our live stream, and so I wanted to ask him about this because oftentimes the manosphere, this is like a very talked about topic. And I talk about discipline when it comes to even the bedroom stuff, because I know what it's like to spiral out and to engage a lot of it. So
the net of it was...
Well, let me pause right there for a second. I want to address what Kevin Samuels said. He's like, I guess he's asking the person or the guy, whatever, like, how much pussy do you need, man? Because, some people have never been in a situation where they've felt the love from a woman. And I agree with him on that. You understand? Like, I always tell guys, listen, when you're dealing with women, right, what you want to start to get accustomed to or to look out for is, what else can she provide you outside of just vagina? You understand what I'm saying? Now, when it comes to the whole thing of how much pussy do you need, right? You got to know your limits as a man. You understand? So you got to know how much do you need? Some guys may want, and I guess need is the wrong word. I should just say want, you understand? But you got to know your limits. So me, I like to fuck with a lot of women. You understand what I'm saying? That's me. Now, I know that I only can be in 2 substantial, long-term, quote unquote, serious relationships at one time. So this is why I have my girlfriend and my wife, right? I couldn't see myself having another like woman long-term. That ain't happening. Two is good for me. You understand? But I know that about myself. Certain guys can, have more or whatever based off of their time or their energy or whatever it is. Now, I can still fuck around with other girls here and there on the side, but I know that my limit is 2. You feel what I'm saying? As far as like something long-term and consistent and substantial over a long period of time, right? But the thing is, every guy has to figure out what it is for him, and then, go with that accordingly. But let's continue the video.
Men who have not had their quote unquote sexual fill think that life is going to just be a non-stop acquisition of new women. And it's not. I mean, there's a relationship between a man and a woman that that supersedes the bedroom. And I think that's the problem. We don't value what each of us brings to outside of that. That's why you look at people when we look over at celebrities. If having all these multiple millions and billions just meant you could have concubines or whatever, why don't they have them? Because most people don't want that. And I would say this number two, men who are really on their purpose, you're busy all the time.
Yep.
I'm busy all the time. The first time we physically spoke was in this live stream because we are so dadgum busy.
What? That's just real shit. We're so busy. We're busy.
Making money. That's what it really comes down to. I think people have this misconception. I've heard people say this to me a few times too. They're like, yeah, man, now that you like made it, it must be like so easy, it must be out there. And I'm like, it's completely opposite. Now that I do this work full time and I'm on this, like, bro, I've had.
When's the last time you got out? When's the last time you got out?
Forget this.
When's the last time you just, I'm not talking about open the door. Not open the door and get your Uber Eats. Just had a walk outside. Just a little around the corner, bro.
It's been a minute. It's been a minute.
Let's not even talk about girl.
All right, let me stop it right there. Okay, see, on that note, I'm going to have to call BS. You understand? I'm going to have to call BS. See, when guys a lot of guys talk about, oh man, I'm just so busy. I just don't have time to deal with women. Bullshit. Get the fuck out of here. Bullshit. Get the fuck out of here. See, okay, let me tell you guys something. All of this is really about understanding how to deal with women and having time management. See, if anybody could say, damn, being busy, I'm the nigga to say that shit. You understand what I'm saying? Listen, I've been on YouTube since 2008. You understand? Most of these dudes you watch on YouTube weren't on YouTube when I was on YouTube. You understand? And this is not me, trying to go in that direction, but I'm just trying to make a point. I've been on YouTube since 2008. I was in YouTube when they used to flag channels like crazy. You understand? This channel you're watching right now has about 4,000 videos on it, right? I've had other channels. This is probably like my 15th channel on YouTube. You understand what I'm saying? Because it was a bunch of bullshit, people flagging shit for no reason, a bunch of crazy shit happened, all that other nonsense, right? So before, with my other channels, I had thousands of, so combined, I probably had at least maybe like 10 to maybe 12,000 videos in all. And this is just talking about YouTube since 2008, right? I've written 6 books, right? I've been on national TV multiple times. I've been on VH1, ABC, Fox News. I've been featured in the New York Post. You understand? I've been on countless radio interviews and all this other stuff, right? So, I've done all of these things. So I'm a busy motherfucker. But for some reason, I'm able to find time to sleep with hundreds of women and have a long-term relationship with my wife and my girlfriend. How do is Mr. Locario Superman? Am I special? No. The secret is this. It's called time management. It's that simple. Time management. See, what a lot of guys try to do is they try to, I'm just so busy. I just don't have the time. No, it's time management. Listen, you know how simple it is to, for example, when I was in college, right? there'll be times where I would go to class and I'd have another class a half an hour later. You know what I'd do in that half an hour? I'd be in the lunchroom or whatever it is, hollering at this chick for 20 minutes, just talking to her, shooting the shit, we kicking it. You understand? I exchange numbers with her and all that other stuff, and I holler at her later. And then the next day, right? I'll be in my college courses or whatever. I'm doing my shit. I'd be like, oh, okay, I got an hour between this class and this class. Then there was a chick that I was hollering at who lived, I think, a few blocks down from the college. So between that hour, after class, I went to her spot, we fucking, and then I go right back to my next class. Time management. See, what's funny about all this stuff is this, right? There has to be balance, or I suggest there's balance. You could do whatever the fuck you want. You ain't got to do nothing. I'm saying, all I'm saying is that it's, in my opinion, it's more fulfilling when you have balance. So what does that mean? That means you know how to balance out your life to where you can fit in multiple things you do or you want to do. But see, the reason why guys try to use this, I'm just so busy, I ain't got the time excuse, is because they don't want to actually have to deal with the aspect of them not knowing how to fuck with women. Because see, the reason why a lot of guys think they don't got a lot of time is because a lot of guys waste a lot of time dealing with women. I'm gonna say that again. The reason why guys don't think they have time to deal with women is because they waste a lot of time dealing with women. What does that mean? That means they waste a lot of time talking to bitches about bullshit. That means they waste a lot of time talking to a girl on the phone for an hour, texting her, good morning, beautiful, all this other shit. Listen, if you're honest and direct with women, you have so much fucking time to deal with women. The reason why these motherfuckers don't, and I'm not talking about just Aaron Preacher, and if Kevin Samuels is saying that. What I'm saying is that in general, if guys are more honest and direct with women, you will have time. Period. You understand? It's real simple. Listen, I'll let a chick know. Listen, I only got Saturday from 8 to 10 p.m. That's the time I got for you. You understand? That's the time I got for you this week. 8 to 10 p.m. That's it. Right? Now, whatever we doing in that time, I say, listen, okay, I'm gonna come through, we gonna smash, or I'm gonna come through and we gonna hang out and kick it, whatever it is. But this is the time I have allotted for you. Right? I'm not going to sit there and, hang out with you all day and wine and dine and do all of this extra shit and be all indirect and all of that. No, this is the time I have for you. Because see, guys talk about they ain't got no time. Right? But I'm sure when these dudes say they ain't got no time, guess what they doing when they off of their quote unquote purpose or working or whatever it is? Niggas is playing video games. Oh, you got time for video games, don't you? Right? I'm gonna go on Netflix and watch this fucking season of so-and-so. Oh, you got time to watch a whole season of this, but you ain't got no time for no chicks, right? Oh, I'm just chilling in the crib, just hanging out, just kicking it. Oh, but you ain't got no time. See, we spend time on what we find important, and we make time for what we find important. But see, guys don't know how to make time to deal with women because they don't know how to deal with women. That's really what the situation is. You understand? Exactly, K-Zag, and they got time to jack off the Pornhub. Facts. You know what I'm saying? It's what I'm saying. Listen. I've done all of this shit, fucking wrote all these books, created all these programs, done thousands of videos on YouTube. Like I said, been on ABC, Fox, VH1. I was on the highest rated cable show in history at the time, right? I fucking modeled for Polo Jeans, being photographed by one of the most famous celebrity photographers, Bruce Weber. Shout out to Bruce Weber. Bruce Weber came up to me and said, yo, my brother, I like your face. He was like, man, you understand? So I've done all of this shit, traveling all over the place. But for some reason, I found time to fuck with women. How? See, you know what's funny? When it comes to talking about women, dudes will say, okay, listen, you know, I can't, I'm just so on my purpose, quote unquote, right? You know, I just don't have time. Now, let's say if you were overweight and people was like, man, you know, I think you should get in the gym and get fit. You understand what I'm saying? Now, if you were like, man, I ain't got time for the gym. You know, I'm just so much on my purpose. Motherfuckers will look at you and be like, nigga, get the fuck out of here with that shit. They be like, come on, bro.
Get the fuck out of here! Get the fuck out of here!
That's what they would say to you. They'd be like, get the fuck out of here with that bullshit ass excuse. Oh, I'm on my purpose, so I can't go to the gym and lose this weight. No, that's an excuse. You would find time if you actually wanted to lose the goddamn weight. You understand what I'm saying? And then people will say, oh, but you know, that's different because, you know, that's about, you know, like my health, and that's important. And women aren't important. They're just a waste of time. They're a distraction. Nigga, you would not be here if it wasn't for a woman. What the fuck you mean? If your dad didn't fuck your mom, you wouldn't be here telling me this bullshit. You understand what I'm saying? Do you guys know, in side note, do you guys know that there's a lot of health benefits to having sex? Do you guys know that actually approaching women and talking to women increases a man's testosterone? For all you choosing signals ass niggas. You understand? That increases a man's testosterone to actually have a conversation with a random woman for like 5 to 10 minutes. You understand what I'm saying? It's crazy. So that's what I'm saying. When dudes told, well, I'm just so, it's a cop out. It's a cop out because we always make time for what we deem important. Period. Right now, a lot of guys can lie and pretend they don't think that dealing with women is important, but the reason why they do that is because they can't get it. You understand what I'm saying? See, there's a chapter in the 48 Laws of Power that says, I think it's the one that talks about, you know, what was this? It was like disdain things you can't have or ignore the things you can't have. This is what guys are doing right now. Because they can't get women, they sort of want to ignore the whole thought process of dealing and fucking with women, or pretend that, oh, that's beneath me. Dealing with women is beneath me. Like, come on, that's ridiculous. But let's continue the video real quick.
Let's talk about you leaving this goddamn place.
Man, I got work to do. Got money to make.
God.
Hold on.
Want a lawn that looks like this, but your lawn looks a little bit more like
fucking
this.
commercials.
You should click right here and check out.
Damn.
You know, and I would probably say in the last 2 years, since like things have really started to like pick up, I've probably gone on less dates than I have. Like, this is the slowest period in my life in terms of dating and being out there. Before this, shit, before I was doing this YouTube and this stuff, you know, from ages like 28 to like 24, I lived more in the streets than I did in my own place. Okay, I should have been paying rent and light bills out there. I owe somebody some money because I was out there. But now that I'm so busy, and it's not even.
Imagine the city sending you a light bill.
Yeah.
You've been living in these streets.
That's why I'm bored. I was in these streets. I was the streets. I'm like, hey, bitch, come out. Come see me. I don't need a boombox. I just be on Tinder swiping outside their door.
I'm going to be the one just like a cone.
Yo, that's it. That's it.
A whole construction cone. I'm the streets.
That's right. Forget a pothole. I was a sinkhole, man. I was just... But...
Oh, man.
You know, when he spoke about purpose, like I really believe in that. When you are focused on something and you really believe in it, a lot of this other stuff starts to be on the back burner. The only way to apply yourself and to really have high level success, from my experience and from a lot of men who I've spoken to, is like, you got to apply yourself. You can't afford to be the street. You can't afford to do that, right? So that's a misconception that people have. Sure, when you get that first, you might be like, ugh. But generally, my experience and from talking to other dudes, like they've realized that one, it's not rewarding, and two, it's not worth the cost. How much?
See, let me stop right there, because dudes be like, oh, well, this isn't rewarding to fuck with these women. What? See, this is the issue. This is the problem right here. Why are you looking for a reward to fuck with women. See, this is the problem. And guys, get the likes up, people. We got to get these likes up, people. I only see like 65 likes. To get it up to 100 real quick. Let's get the likes up, people. You feel what I'm saying?
Do it.
Get the likes up, people.
Just do it.
But this is the thing. This is the problem. What happens is this. Is the reason why guys, when they get to the point, at some point where they feel like they've gotten women, like let's say, and a lot of these guys, because they don't got game, if they get some sort of status or something like that, they might get chicks, you know, looking at them and checking them out. So like, for example, like Abba Preach, you know, they got like 1 million subscribers on YouTube, so they get a lot of eyes on them or whatever it is like that. Kevin Samuels, his visibility is rising, so he gets a lot of eyes on him. You understand? Or it might even necessarily not even be something, you know, as far as YouTube or social media. It could just be like, you know, you're like that dude at your school as far as popularity is concerned, or, you know, some in your neighborhood or some group you're in, more people know you or whatever it is like that, right? So what happens is that these dudes, they end up, you know, getting this attention, right? And then what happens is that these women, for example, will hit these motherfuckers up in the DMs, right? And they'll take advantage of the situation and maybe hook up with some girls, and they be like, man, this doesn't feel fulfilling. Now, the reason why it doesn't feel fulfilling is because they were trying to have sex and thinking that that was going to make them happy, right? See, if you're going to have sex, you have sex just for the sex. You understand what I'm saying? Meaning, I'm there sticking my penis in the vagina, I bust my nut, and that is it. And then if I see another woman I want to do that with, I repeat the process. I stick my penis in her vagina, bust my nut, and that's it. Right? There's no, I'm not looking for fulfillment in that besides busting the nuts. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not looking for some sort of happiness and some sort of thing that's going to make me feel whole as a man on all that other bullshit. No, I'm just doing that. I'm just going through the situation, having fun, and keeping it moving. You understand? So that's it. But see, a lot of times when people talk about sex, a lot of times people are having sex, men and women, to try to fill some void instead of just enjoying the sex for what it is. You see what I mean? And that's why they feel, oh, well, it's not worth it. You know, it feels like such a, it's because you're looking for something for the sex instead of just enjoying the sex. Now, second thing I wanted to say about this real quick is this, is that, you know, shout out to my dude, Professor Rich, was popping, bro. Second thing I want to say about that is this. A lot of these guys, you know, when they get some sort of notoriety, they get women, again, paying them attention. So they'll probably get chicks hitting them in the DMs, you know, trying to holler at them, right? Now, I'll tell you guys something about me. I don't get a lot of women hitting me up in my DMs, and I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you exactly why I don't get a lot of women hitting me up in the DMs. I get some here and there, but I don't get a lot, and I'll tell you why. And I'll tell you why other dudes get a lot of women hitting them up in the DMs. See, let's say, for example, you're, just to make it simple, you're some YouTube content creator, right? And you have millions of views and, you know, a lot of people know you and, you know, you're making money and all that other good shit, right? So what's going to happen is that these chicks with game is going to hit you up in the DMs, right? And they're going to try to finesse you. That's why they're hitting you up in the DMs, because they can see you're a guy who has game, right? So what happens is that, I should say they can see you're a guy who doesn't have game, I should say, my bad. So this is why they hit you up in the DMs. So you got this Instagram model hitting you up in the DMs, talking about, hey, content creator, how you doing? What's going on? I like your stuff. You're so, you know, I like your videos. And because you ain't got no game, you're like, oh, this bad chick is hollering at me. Oh my God, let me get at her and let me see what this is about, right? Cool. Now, because you ain't got no game and because you don't understand what's going on, because you don't understand the reason why she's hitting you up is because you're the popular content creator, you don't realize that she's coming to finesse you. She's coming to fleece you. You understand? Now, what happens with me is the opposite. These girls go on my page and they say, wait a second, he's a dating and life coach. What the fuck? Okay, what is he talking about? Oh, this nigga, okay, I'm not even going to DM this nigga because I know I can't get over on this nigga. That's what they think when they see me. You understand what I'm saying? Because they know they can't run the game that they run on a lame nigga with me. Now, again, I've had women hit me up in the DMs and try, but it fell short when they knew shit wasn't gonna pop off. Listen, I got these young ass, cute, sexy ass, 22, 23, 24-year-old white girls hit me up in the DMs talking about, what's up, daddy Locario? You understand what I'm saying? Making sounds like this and shit in the fucking DMs and shit. You understand? Hit me up talking about, what's up, daddy Locario? All these young ass white girls trying to, hit me up in the DMs, the ones that actually are brave enough to do it. Then when they see that I'm onto their game, onto their bullshit, it's short-lived because they know they can't finesse me. You understand? So what happens is that a lot of these guys who get these chicks hitting them up in the DMs is because they're more visible. And then you have those guys who don't have game have these chicks finessing them. That's what happens. See, when I'm on Tinder or Bumble or any of these things, right? When I'm on Tinder, I can get fucking, I shit you not, like 20, 30 matches a day. And that's on average. You understand? Because the way I work it. And again, if you guys want to learn how to fuck with that online dating, go to badboymembership.com, right? But I get 20, 30 joints a day on the Tinders and all that other stuff, right? Because on Tinder, it's already a dating app and they're just swiping. And on Tinder, they don't necessarily know that I'm a dating coach. They don't know that I understand the game, right? So it's just, I'm just another dude on Tinder. But when these motherfuckers see the DMs on Instagram, or when they see me on Instagram, they can see what I do. And then they're like, nah, I can't finesse this guy. So understand, a lot of times when these dudes is getting chicks hitting them up in the DMs because of this and because of that, and they're getting all this attention, it's because these women are like, oh shit, I could finesse this nigga. And that's usually what happens. So I'm telling you, for you future content creators or you other guys out there that's, coming up in the game or whatever it is, right? You got to understand that you need to know why the chick is fucking with you, right? And a lot of times these chicks are fucking with you because they feel they can finesse you, and 90% of the time they're right. Because dudes ain't got no game and they don't know nothing about this game. But let's continue with the video real quick.
How much it affects your career. You start to think about, man, I could have put my energy towards this, towards that. This really wasn't fulfilling other than a quick ego trip. It was kind of refreshing to hear him say that, because you don't hear that kind of rough talk in the manosphere.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
You cannot afford to be the streets unless you're Mike's kidder. You know what I mean? It was supposed to be so easy. Yep. That's the fault of my UK people.
Even athletes, people at high levels, if they try to engage in this too much, it affects their careers. Generally, you don't find too many playboys who are able to make it really far, get to, or to meet their full potential. Generally, they make it in spite of their need to constantly be everywhere.
Except Dennis Rodman. But even if he's the exception, so, he makes the rule. But
even if you say he's the exception, it's like sometimes you succeed despite the fact that you put setbacks in for yourself.
But he could,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
some dudes, take Shaq, for example.
Yeah.
Genetically gifted. Unbelievable. Right?
Yeah.
Wasn't disciplined when it came to his diet and his workouts. Mm-hmm. It's no different than this. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? That's just something I wanted to relate to you guys. It's and again, this comes back to what I said before. It's like the grass always seems greener. And I've seen a lot of my young homies go through it, and they talk to me about, like, man, I want to be, doing what you did and all this stuff. And I'm like, it's not all that.
But go do you if it serves you.
That's right. Because I can't make you learn that lesson sometimes. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you got to go through it. And they go through it, and they come out to the same conclusion. It's hard to be, especially as you get older in age, it's like, ugh, I don't got time. And he's right also about once you have a very good relationship, one where both people are caring towards each other, supportive, and have each other's backs, and it's not a lot of images of negative relationships that you see a lot. you're like, damn, okay, this is something worth building upon. So, and the worst part is you're sacrificing for this, but then you take away from meeting your potential, which means then you can't achieve the goals that you want to do, which is like potentially support your family, help the people around you, build for
time management. You feel what I'm saying? Time management. That's what I'm telling you. And I want to get through this video because there's something at the end that I want to touch on too.
You know, it's like if you ask me today what I derive pleasure from, it's like supporting those around me. That's what makes me personally fulfilled, right? I'd be sacrificing that to do all the other stuff. Does that seem right?
You don't need, this is what I'm saying, you don't need to sacrifice any of that. Time management means that you manage your time to get the things you want to get done. You understand what I'm saying? Like, for example, when you guys see the thumbnails on my videos, I don't do them shits. I pay a guy to do those things. Time management. You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Like, if you know how to manage your time, you can get all these things done. But let's go.
Seem in line with like the values that I want. So you have to ask, like, what is your purpose? What it is that you want to accomplish, right? So that's just something that you have to think about. Is there anything else that you want to bring up?
No. You nailed it.
Okay, you have nothing to say on stuff?
No, not really.
No. Yeah, single life for you. Yeah? It's like me and Christianity.
It's like me and Christianity.
So I'm gonna fast forward a little because there was a part that I wanted to.
The streets are called, right?
I wanted to show. Let me fast forward a little and goddamn fucking commercials and shit. Hold on. God damn it.
A few years ago, I started to notice that my hairline was receding. I would find a lot of hair on my towel.
All right.
Live together. I don't think it was necessarily contradicting itself. I think that it's possible that those things can coexist, right? There's some high value man that's going to look for whatever. Actually, no, let me rephrase that. It's a possibility that those things are actually not even the same topic.
Okay.
It's not even the same people.
Mm-hmm. I see what you're saying.
So when he's talking about high value men is gonna sometimes have a concubine, doesn't necessarily mean that people are gonna be in the streets. It's not.
Oh, let me address that. And I think they talk about this a little later, but let me keep the video going real quick.
Not the same thing.
Yeah.
I don't think he's even talking about the same thing right there. And
that's fair.
Yeah, it's possible. I don't think he contradicts himself there. He's just depicting two different things.
Yeah.
There's people out there, high value or no, whatever the hell that means.
So in this part, he was saying that people, he was asking, is Kevin Samuels contradicting himself, saying like, how much pussy do you want? Like, why are you trying to fuck all these chicks? But at the same time saying you should get a concubine, you know, if you're a high value guy. So he's saying, is that a contradiction or not? You feel what I'm saying? But I want to keep it going, and I'm gonna give my commentary at the end real quick.
That are just in these streets.
Yeah.
Look, I look at guys in the NFL and NBA who don't have the benefit of having to work like we did per se. They work in a different environment, but where can you make yourself competent and getting these opportunities? You realize where you came from and how rare it is. You don't want to go back. And taking the time to try to chase women is a disservice to you, your purpose, and even the women, because this will crumble. This will fall. And it's so sad to see guys in the NFL, after the NFL, with kids here, kids there, money falling apart, dwindling. Now they're on Fix My Life or whatever. Look, it's easy for men to say, if you haven't had enough success, the first thing I do is I go out and slay a bunch. Trust me. No, sir. No, sir. Even with the access I have, enough is enough. You want what you want. And that's why my private life, I keep it very, very quiet. I only deal with a certain caliber woman because it's already stressful enough to be me. You know how that goes in front of the camera, and people are always looking for something to expose you about, or this or that. And it's like, you know what? I'm on my purpose. I'm doing what I need to do because I have an opportunity that I don't want to waste.
Nope.
So many guys don't have this. And this can be a generational blessing if I manage the opportunity correctly.
So I think what he says there is very reasonable. And I kind of want to play that because I think it's a message that doesn't get put out there enough. And I think when people do put it out there, they put it out there like being a player is shameful. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, as a man, it's generally in your best interest to just invest in yourself in that regards. Because one, doing the other stuff is not nearly as rewarding as people make it out to be, and two, you do yourself a disservice, like you said. So that's just my advice to.
All right, so that's the video right there. Let me go back to the full screen. So basically, what I wanted to say about that is that, you know, when Kevin Samuels was talking about, you know, these NBA players, they get these women pregnant and they get all this other crazy shit, that's due to a lack of game, right? When you have a lack of game, this is when you get into a bunch of bullshit. Now, I do agree with him about being very careful about the women you talk to, because he's like, look, you're doing your shit, then you got a bunch of motherfuckers that's going to try to expose you, or some drama could happen and all that other stuff. And I say every guy should be aware of that, because you have to be very careful about how you move when you're dealing with women, period. This is why when dudes be talking about, yo, how come you don't show no receipts? How come you don't show no receipts? That's why I don't show no fucking receipts. You understand? I got one video where I showed some sort of receipts for the knuckleheads, but all of the fucking faces is blurred out and all that other shit, right? But what happens is that when you're out there putting your business out there on the street, or you're talking too much, or you're doing all this other crazy shit, right? You open yourself up for a lot of drama and a lot of nonsense, right? Now, the last thing I wanted to talk about on this, and this has been floating around, I saw on YouTube where, and I think Kevin Samuels was talking about this, and you know, about this whole thing of like cheating respectfully and how high value men cheat and all this other stuff. And I totally disagree with that. You understand what I'm saying? There's no way to cheat respectfully. You understand? There's no way to cheat respectfully. The act of you cheating is disrespect. Period. There's no way to cheat respectfully. You can't do it. It's an oxymoron. It don't work. You understand what I'm saying? See, because they'll say, okay, well, if a guy's a high value guy, he's going to have women that want to deal with him, right? Now, in the context of what these guys are saying, as far as what a high value dude is, again, like I said, these guys, they get attention from certain women, but these women are using them in a way where it's a finesse situation most of the times anyway, because these dudes, they don't got game, but they're getting the attention of women because of resources and other things like that, right? But if dudes have game, all they need to do is this. When you get with your girl, right? Let's say you dealing with a chick, and let's say she becomes your girlfriend, or you want her to be your girlfriend. You say, listen, before we get into this long-term relationship, or before we get into this, like, you know, deeper situation, I'm letting you know that I will, or I most likely am going to sleep with other women. Now, if you're okay with that, then we can move into this relationship as a long-term thing. If you're not okay with that, well, good luck to you. But see, how many guys are, you know, brave enough or have the confidence enough to tell a chick that? That's why dudes gotta lie and cheat, because they're cowards. You understand what I'm saying? Exactly. The Paul 9559, ARC was talking about this too. If you gotta lie and you gotta cheat, you're scared. Listen, I cheated on my girl back in the day. You know why I cheated? Because I was a fucking coward. That's why. You understand what I'm saying? Because I was scared. You understand? I wasn't being a man. See, real men don't cheat. Real men let chicks know what the fuck it is, and either that chick gonna fuck with you or she not. Period. Period. Either she gonna deal with you or she not gonna deal with you. So all you need to do is tell her, hey, listen, I'm gonna be fucking with other girls. You can rock with me, you can be with me, but I'm going to be fucking other women. Right? And then therefore, if you with your woman, there's no cheating, because she knows what it is. You told her already. And she agreed to be with you knowing you're gonna be fucking with other women. You see what I'm saying? So the thing is, and see, This is what I'm saying. If we're talking about the quote unquote high value man, based on this context of what we're talking about in that context of, oh well, he's high value, so he's cheating. This shows you that the quote unquote high value man in the I guess the Kevin Samuels definition, that doesn't equate to that man having game. You understand what I'm saying? See, when I talk about high value men, I talk about men who have game. You understand? There's going to be guys that certain guys will consider high value men, but they don't have game, which is why they have to cheat. You understand? If you have game, you don't have to cheat because you orchestrate your relationship and your situation in a way where you don't have to cheat. You understand? So Iceberg, you asked, what does high value mean to you? To me, somebody who's high value is a person who brings value to a situation. You understand what I'm saying? Who brings high value to a situation. You understand? So that could be anybody. You understand what I'm saying? And that's all subjective. It's all on your opinion. You understand? Like a dude, I could have a conversation with a dude and he could tell me some shit, some information that could change my life. That motherfucker's a high value dude. He just put me on to some value. He just gave me value. You understand what I'm saying? But again, you could also, a person could say the person's money makes them high value because if that's something that they deem important, then that's high value to them. You see what I'm saying? So it's all subjective. There's no like one definition of what this is. Again, I equate it to beauty. There's no one definition of, oh, this person's beautiful and this person's not. It's your opinion. You may say this person's beautiful. I may say they're not. Right? I may say this person's beautiful. You might be like, nah, they're not. You understand? Opinion. You may say this person's a high value person. I might say they're not, and vice versa. Now, see, the funny part about this whole high value shit, which is also ridiculous, is that if we look at it objectively, and I don't want to get too deep, you know what I'm saying? we're going to wrap this up in another 10 minutes. I don't want to get too deep, but everything and everybody has value, which is why you're here, which is why you exist. You understand what I'm saying? So to say something is higher value or a high value, right, indicates that something is low value, right? But see, high value and low value only really exist when we're talking about, the context of the quote unquote material world and society and all that other bullshit. You understand? Because it's like saying, for example, goddamn shit. You see how this is how you know I'm up early. That was my alarm to get the fuck up, and I was already up. Shit. Look at it this way. If we're talking about left and right, right? So we're talking about left and right. Right? We're talking about left and right. Now, is left higher value than right, or is right higher value than left? I want to know, is left higher value than right, or is right higher value than left? I want to know in the comments what y'all think. Is left higher value than right, or is right higher value than left? It's a trick question because none is more higher value than the other. Why? Because you need left to understand right, and you need right to understand left. So they're both needed. They both have value because they coincide with each other. Huh? You see what I'm saying? So when we talking about this whole higher value thing or lower value thing, that's all ego talk at the end of the day anyway. That's all just opinion talk at the end of the day anyway. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. Like, dudes get caught up in this bullshit. You see what I mean? But this is why, when you're aware and you understand game and all this other stuff. You know what I mean? But this is the thing, man. I don't want guys to get caught up. So I'm gonna wrap this up in a second. And at noon, we're gonna be doing I'm gonna do the show with Steve Dedeen also. So at noon, I'm gonna be doing that show. So to wrap this up, what you gotta understand is this, man, is that it's not advantageous to you to live life lying to yourself. And what I see nowadays is a lot of dudes are lying to themselves when it comes to dating and relationships and women. They're lying to themselves. You understand what I'm saying? They are lying heavy. So, and the reason why they're lying is because what happens is that if you're a heterosexual man, right, and you're attracted to women, you're going to want to fuck with women. And dudes, what they'll do is they'll say, oh, but I'm on my purpose. I'm on my purpose. And oh, well, if you're on your purpose, the women are going to come. Bullshit. Do you know when you say you're on your purpose could be anything, right? So you being on your purpose doesn't mean that you can't fuck with women because you're so I'm just so busy on my purpose. Your purpose could be fucking helping homeless people out. You understand what I'm saying? That could be your purpose. So are you out there helping homeless people 15 hours a day? If that's your purpose could be, drawing or some shit, artwork. You understand what I'm saying? You might spend a fucking, 2 hours drawing a picture or some shit. So because you're on your purpose drawing that picture, you can't deal with women now? You understand what I'm saying? Your purpose could be fucking, I don't know. It could be anything. It could be you collecting fucking stamps and baseball cards and memorabilia and shit and comic books. You understand what I'm saying? It could be anything. It's your purpose. This is what you feel you want to do. See, people think about purpose. They think strictly on, making money and working and all that other stuff, right? You could actually be a lawyer or a doctor, and that might not even be your purpose or what you feel your purpose is to do. You understand what I'm saying? Your purpose could be being a father to your kid. That's what you feel your purpose is, to teach your kid some shit. Right? But what does that have to do with you dealing with women? And what does that have to do with you acquiring or attracting women? And this is what guys don't get. They're like, well, just be on your purpose and the women will come. Okay, well, my purpose is feeding homeless people. How is the woman coming to me because I feed homeless people? Huh? How is me feeding homeless people going to make women come to me? If my purpose is to fucking paint pictures on fucking cardboard paper, how is that going to make women come to me? Huh? And if I'm doing those things, how is it that because I'm painting pictures, how do I not have time to fuck with women? You see how this is what I'm talking about with dudes lie to themselves and bullshit themselves? They say these words to make themselves feel better. You understand? It's terrible. Terrible. It's ridiculous. Like these dudes, like it's crazy. And that's what I'm saying, where guys are doing shit to avoid having to deal with themselves. That's all it is. They're saying shit and doing shit to have to avoid to deal with themselves. It's that simple. It's that simple. But listen, guys, I'm about to get up out of here, but I'm going to be back in a half an hour on the Dating Advice Hour with Steve Dedeen. So make sure you guys, tune in. We'll be back in, I'll be back in 25 minutes. You feel what I'm saying? So I appreciate all y'all tuning in. Appreciate all y'all, hanging out, share, like, subscribe, all that other good stuff. And I'll holler at y'all in a minute. Remember, the truth is inside you. Peace.